It's the Gibraltar Special Olympics, the highlight of the year for many athletes from St Martin's School and St Bernadette's Occupational Therapy Centre, who've been training very hard for the event. I spoke to one of the organisers, Annie Risso, to find out what lay in store.
Annie, the time coming round again for the Special Olympics. A lot of preparations gone into it again this year.
Yes, quite a lot of preparation.
It's going to be a two-day event like last year?
Yes, it was so successful that we decided to do a two-day event this year again.
And when will the events be taking place and what will take place on each day?
Track and field will be on the 30th of June and the swimming gala on the 1st of July.
And the same events which we had last year?
We've had to do a bit of readjusting because last year we had Rosita Calcuti doing her 400 metre, which is what she was going to do in Indiana. So we had to band her with George, who is swifter than her. So this year she decided to do her 200 metre, where Manolo, she's got a few that can compete fairly with her. So she decided not to do her 400. That's been the change in the programme.
So this is the sort of event, in fact, where the events that are actually run are kitted around the athletes themselves.
Yes, it has to be an individual thing. They have to choose what events they want to participate in. Then we have to see if they can be banded with other athletes within the centre or possibly with the guest delegation from Virgen del Amparo. And because if we cannot, I mean, this is in any games, there must not be a 10% difference between the first and the last. If there is, because you've either got the wrong times or whatever, the first has to be disqualified.
So in fact, this banding must create great problems, particularly when you have people coming over from a different school in Spain.
That has been our biggest headache this year. They are given a final date of entry forms, which was the 20th of May, and unfortunately until last week, well, I should say until 2 days ago, I didn't have all the times, and I was able to band them at, to perfection, because it should be as perfect as possible so that no disqualification takes place.
Of course, the Spanish school from the Virgen del Amparo, are they properly conversant with the rules of Special Olympics?
We were able to get them some sports rule books last year from Indiana in Spanish. I passed them on to them last year when we came back. Unfortunately, I don't think they have yet grasped how important the whole year training for games. Our athletes are training the whole year round, obviously weather permitting that, but they haven't been able to train like us, and it's just a sort of last minute getting them together and taking their times and phoning through, look, so much. It's been very difficult.
Well, one of the highlights surely of the athletics meeting this year must be Stevens Roller. Performance, because last year we remember he had a rather brave performance as he went over the 10 metre assisted walk. What's in store this year for him?
Well, we tried to see what would happen, and he seemed to have a full grasp of what was expected of him. This year he's had a full year of training, and in training he beat his time. So he's down to try and beat last year's time, which was 15.55 seconds. And if he does beat his time, he'll be getting his gold medal this year.
So surely something that he must look forward to. Well, moving to the next day's events, to the swimming down at Nuffield Pool, will those be similar to what took place last year as well?
Yes, we haven't changed much in it. The only thing is that we've fallen short of some youngsters from St Martin's. We've only got two being able to compete this year. And then one of them has progressed so much in his year's training that he's passed on to competitive level.
Well, last year as well you were preparing for the Indiana Games, which must have been the highlight of last year. Have you had any similar projects this year?
Well, this year we've been invited to the San Marino Games, which is the small island games, which started this year. We've also been invited to the Belgium Games. The invitations come through, but we decided to refuse them all. We thought that all our efforts should be on our games here in Gibraltar, which does take a long time to prepare. And our projects are that next year, instead of going to other games, we feel that we should go to a training school that there are for athletes. We've just heard about it in England, and we hope to go there with them. And then in 1990, hopefully the European Games, which will be in Strathclyde, Scotland.
And finally, what sort of shape are our athletes in?
Oh, they're raring to go. They're raring to show off just how much they've progressed.
They've been training very hard.
Yes, very hard. The only thing this year, our swimming is slightly behind because of the weather. Having to use the Nuffield pool, and it does get pretty cold at 7 o'clock in the evening, and some of them have been catching colds, and the mother's so protective. It's understandable. So I think we've only been training at the Nuffield pool just over a month.
But overall, they're in great shape and ready for these events.
Oh, yes, we had our final practice last night for the swimming gala, and they're in great shape.
The real athletes at the Special Olympics.